Welcome to Fieldsports Britain. Coming up, I get to meet a childhood hero of mine and learn how to buy a fishing rod. We have rifle shooting tips courtesy of Holland Holland. We have news, we have views, we have a new gun auction website. First, we're back at Andy Crow's to see if Roy Lupton can get on top of a plague of foxes. A few weeks ago, Dom and Crow went out foxing a little undergunned. It meant that of the 30 or so foxes we saw, Dom had to be selective, taking a dozen that were within sensible range of his 17 HMR. Tonight Roy is having a bash. We're Crow free because he is working his little socks off and hasn't got time. So, praying that we don't career across any young crops, we start squeaking in the rain. The first field lights up half a dozen foxes, but none are sticking around. It's not a good sign. However, we get a different reaction in the next field. This youngster comes right in, having to negotiate Andy's fresh plough.
The first field we tried, it was very difficult to try and get onto the foxes there because we had no clear backstop and they were always skylined. Just trying to catch up with them, it just didn't work. We've just come out here and there was a young cub, had a squeak, and that one came in like a steam train, absolutely superbly. So hopefully that's the first one of the evening. If we don't get absolutely drowned, then we'll carry on for a few hours and see how we do.
Crossing to the other side of the farm, there's still the odd buck enjoying Crow's hospitality. Our next fox shows itself when Roy lights up the electronic call, but it's the mouth call that turns up the heat. Unfortunately, there is a communication breakdown.
Shine it up, shine it up. Yeah, shine it up.
Eventually, we all see the light.
After many years of putting up with Jim's foolishness and lamping with him, you would have thought he would have understood simple instruction. So I was saying, thank you. Yeah, cheers, Jim. I was saying light it up, and for some reason I think Jim's been in for a frontal lobotomy recently, and rather than actually shine the fox up and illuminate it, he was shining up above it so I couldn't see a damn thing. Luckily the fox was stupid enough to sit there for long enough so we could get a shot. So after you've put the camera down, I'm just about to kick him all over the field and then we should begin again. If I could kick somebody, that is. Can't get my leg up above my bloody ankle. Right. Should we go and find some more?
We regroup and Roy starts playing with the wildlife. Hark a dew to it woo. He also starts playing with Jim, rudely suggesting that the fox call also attracts yetis.
You can see him foraging in the field. Be quiet, he's coming this way. He might be dangerous. He doesn't want us to see his face. He's going to pass right in front of us.
What particular call do you use for the yeti?
Oh! Oh! He's very curious about the garb. He's obviously never seen something of this ilk before. Be quiet.
Another field and more weird behaviour. This youngster doesn't mind light, but he doesn't care for Roy's calling.
No, it was a very young fox, so it just gave a little squeak. Not very loud at all. And it just belted out of the field like a scalded cat, so I really don't know what was going on there, but it wasn't clean. Plus, Crow was saying something that they're out where it's so wet, there's a lot of slugs at the moment. So I reckon if we could make the sound of a dying slug, we might be in. Jim, you could do that, couldn't you?
Oh.
Thank you for that, Jim. The Dying Slug, soon to be available for download on iTunes. Another slight problem we're having tonight is agility. A truck is a great tool, but when it comes to lining oneself up in a hurry, it's not the best option.
When you're shooting from a truck, then you've got a very limited angle of view through the window that you can shoot from, so you've always got to be moving and shunting and changing your position depending on where the foxes are moving to. Even if you've got a fox directly coming into you, they might be coming straight on, but then they might track left or track right, and then that can be very difficult to get onto them. Especially for the guys that are slightly heavier boned as well, so trying to turn around in a confined space isn't as easy.
We finished the evening off with Jim using his Browning 17 HMR to take this Charlie at 60 yards. It's been a weird one. Crow knows there are loads of foxes here, but they all reacted in such very different ways. If Roy didn't know any better, he'd say someone had been playing with them, or they're high on slugs. Good effort, Roy. And if you want to see Dom's dirty dozen, click on the link that's appeared up there behind me. Now, one of the original cast members of the Dirty Dozen, it is David on the Fieldsports Channel News Stump.
This is Fieldsports Channel News. Did the earth move for you? Well, it might do if you're a gun at this shoot in County Durham. A few years ago, John Hensby and Sam Hilliard watched this happen to the bridge. This is what it looks like now. Then, a couple of weeks ago, a huge sinkhole appeared in one of their drives.
Well, they'll have to stay nervous, won't they?
Airgun manufacturer Daystate is celebrating 35 years of its Huntsman air rifle this year. Designed before we even elected Maggie Thatcher, the Huntsman is a classic that's still available, and to mark the anniversary, the Airgun Centre is doing a very special deal in time for Christmas. It includes a Hawk Eclipse scope, hard case and free servicing for life. It's just $34.53 a month on finance. Go to bit.ly Daystate. If only more government departments did this. The 2014-2015 Georgia dove season opens on the 6th of September. Migratory Game Bird Coordinator Greg Bolcom gives an inside look as to what hunters can expect for the upcoming season, as well as some recommendations for where to go.
Find the nearest dove field, find the open date, find a hunting partner, go have a good time.
Now, you might remember last year we filmed DSC1 candidate Strats. Well, he's always up to good, and this week he wants a shout out for the Cambridgeshire Countryside Fete in aid of East Anglia Air Ambulance. It's this Sunday, the 7th of September at Weybridge Lakes, starting at 1:30. Staying with the DSC1, and there's a new learning tool for stalkers with learning difficulties such as dyslexia. An audio CD resource has been developed by industry professionals to help those who find it difficult to retain information through standard reading material, but they still want a chance of achieving the qualification. To find out if it's useful for you, go to gallowayfieldsports.co.uk. Now, do you want to go wildfowling for as little as £10 a day? The updated wildfowling permit scheme is one of the benefits of Basque membership. The guide can be found online. It includes contact details of clubs which are willing to take people out to try wildfowling, or if you want to try wildfowling in a new area. To join Basque, go to bit.ly join Basque. And finally, a deer can be seen charging through the centre of Glasgow before it smashes into a restaurant window. The animal caused £500 worth of damage to the Curvan Palace restaurant before running off. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts.
Thank you, David. Now let's have a look at some guns. It's Kit Special. There's a new gun auctions website in the UK. Over coming weeks, we'll be featuring guns for sale on gunbid.co.uk. Want a second-hand Rapid 7? This one comes with a Hawk 3-9x50 scope, 2 fill bottles with a quick fill adapter, 2 12-shot mags, 1 7-shot mag and 2 barrels. It is sub 12 foot-pounds, but if you have an FAC it can tune up to 30 foot-pounds. Start bid is £550. Want an 1859 Volunteer muzzle-loading rifle? Woodwork is excellent, sold as an antique but still shootable, says the seller. Start bid £1,195. And a Zolly 12 gauge over and under shotgun with 3/4 and half chokes, nice engraving, a few marks on the stock single trigger ejector. Start bid £100. Visit gunbid.co.uk to see them. More from Gunbid in coming weeks. Right, I have been to Scotland where I met one of the gurus of the fishing world. This is the kind of action you expect from Ali Gowans. The world-famous salmon fisherman has a range of DVDs, and this is from one of them. When I go to meet him, the weather is wet and the fish are dour, as they have been for most of the summer of 2014 in Scotland. But we do have a mission in mind. It's a mystery rod mission. Ali has his hands on a new 13-foot 7-inch fly rod, and he is trying it out on the River Garry.
It tells me that it's 13 foot 7 long and it's designed for a number 9 or 10 line. I was also told by Ultimate Tackle, who supplied the rod, that it's for shooting heads. And so I have a 9-10 shooting head on it at the moment, and it seems to be casting absolutely fine. It just seems to be the right rating for it.
For a 13-foot rod, you're in a big river. You'd want something a bit bigger, wouldn't you?
Sometimes you would, but as you can see here, Charlie, the rod is covering the water here without any difficulty at all. It's a breeze. The rod itself has got plenty stiffness to deal with the line in that sort of distance.
Of course, Ali is on a river, not in a shop. How can you tell in a shop if a rod like this Malcolm Graham Anik double-hander is going to be any good?
It's extremely difficult, both for rods and maybe even more so for lines, which come in cardboard boxes and people don't even know what they do. They can't even pick them up and look at them. For rods, I mean, at least you can look at the quality of the build, the quality of the cork that's being used, because better rods tend to have good quality cork. And you can look at the general finish and so on, but most people, I think, try to seek advice from their friends or other people who might have rods. And the ideal thing, of course, is to try one, and if your local retailer can't allow you to try one, then maybe if you go to some of the game fairs and shows, you can try one there.
So that's it. Quality of cork and of finish are the two big clues to quality of rod. But you're best off to try before you buy.
For people like myself who do a lot of teaching and instruction, I pretty much reckon if you put 100 people down here, all the different rods, I could cast with every one of them, because it's my job. The secret is to tune to the rod. It's not going to tune to you. So the secret is to use this thing called resonance, which every object has. And you see, using the natural frequency of the rod, you can make casts very easily.
Ali is chucking the line out 40 yards. I give it a go, and, well, this is Ali's end of term report.
Oh dear Charlie, you're going to have to come back and spend a lot more time with me, I think.
How important is a big cast on a river like the Garry?
You know, there are times when that extra yard could be crucial, and there are other times when it's not crucial. But one of the big mistakes that we make, especially we men, because we're big and strong, we think all the fish are at the other side. The curious thing is the guy on the other side also thinks they're at the other side. And so instead of figuring out where the fish are, we just try to cast as far as we can. And of course, that's not a good idea.
For more about the mystery rod, go to the Ultimate Fishing Supplies shop on eBay. It's stores.ebay.co.uk/qualityfishing, and you will find a range of fishing tackle, including Malcolm Graham Anik rods. For Ali's DVDs, visit flyfishscotland.com, and for true fans like me, watch him tie his famous Ali shrimp on this week's Fishing Britain, Friday 7 p.m. UK time on Fieldsports Channel. It was a real pleasure meeting Ali. Now let's go to Holland and Holland's shooting ground for some rifle shooting tips. Judging the distance between you and your target can be tricky, especially on the hill or the plains of Africa. During the Holland and Holland Stalkers course, the instructors use carefully positioned deer silhouettes to get you thinking about safe shots, backstops, and then how far your shot will be.
See, there's a cutout there against the brambles.
At the far end there,
Yes.
yeah.
Safe shot?
Not a safe shot, no, because there's nothing behind it to stop the bullet after it's gone through it, and also I can't see what's behind it.
No.
either.
Excellent. And what range would you judge that to
I'll
be?
put that around about 100 yards.
Yeah, good. Okay. So unsafe shot for range judgment's spot on. So a very important aspect of the course is range judgment. It's extremely important that you know how far the deer is. Quite good practice for that, actually, just walking around in the street or the shops is learn how many paces it is to that next lamppost. You'll be surprised how quickly you become quite good at range judgment. So you can make a fairly quick, instinctive judgment when in the field.
If you want more information about the course, go to hollandandholland.com. So next time you're dragged around a shopping centre, you can just range find those hours away. Now from retail therapy to some invigorating videos, it is Hunting YouTube. This is Hunting YouTube, which aims to show the best hunting and shooting videos that YouTube has to offer. The excellent Holdover TV is rimfire rabbit shooting using a CZ 452 silhouette. Danny is taking care of the vermin control. Travis Reininger from Stillwater Outfitters gives a handy field tip on flagging Canada geese. It's a must-watch for goose decoyers the world over. For just a taste of pheasant shooting in New Zealand, here is High Bird by Hendrik NZ. It's the last day of the New Zealand game bird season, August 2014, and the landscape is fairly vertical judging by the heavy breathing. Keith Warren and his daughter Mattie go on a hog hunt with night vision and suppressed rifles. That's still a pretty big deal in the USA, where mods are becoming more common. This is one of the most straightforward pig hunting films I have seen. The hounds find, the men catch up, one of them sticks the sow, it's over in minutes, and it's gripping all the way through. The velvet is well and truly off the red stags of the Northern Hemisphere. Here is Hirsch am Einjagdtag erlegt, a successful stalk into an 11-year-old beast filmed in northern Poland. Hungary is a bow hunting magnet, especially its roebuck during the rut. Ricky Mills is the hunting hotshot in this film. He specialises in deer stalking in both the USA and Germany. Marcy's gator is exactly that, a 10-foot male on the first night of the gator season, and Marcy is nervous. You can hear it in her voice. That's it for this week. If you have a YouTube film you would like us to pop into the weekly top 8, send it in via YouTube or email me the link, charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv. Well, if that lot didn't grab you, what about our other shows? There's Airheads and Fishing Britain, where they are fishing with frogs.
Well folks, have you seen anything like this? It's actually a frog, but an alien frog. I've never seen anything like this in our country. But Gary's going to show us all about them.
We love frogging. Frogging is weedless. You can throw a frog anywhere you want. You'd be amazed where you find them. You really would. I mean, today I've been looking around for one everywhere. And oh, what's that? It's a frog. Pike comes along. No good if it can't get the hook. Pike bites it, it collapses, crushes, in go the hooks. It's as simple as that. Let's see just how weedless they actually are. Not a miscast. I'm after the pigeon nest in the top of the tree. One King Daddy frog. And then we literally just reel it up. It's going up through the branches, the leaves, everything, not getting caught on anything. And then it literally just falls out. Oh, it's falling in the back of a boat. But it doesn't matter, because it just falls into the water. All the way over, climbs up onto the bridge, has a little walk along the top of the bridge, hops along, and then hops into the water. Swims across the water, and then climbs out the other side as well. That is why we love frog fishing.
Ah, that's why I've never seen them. It's a tree frog. I tell you what, fantastic way to get kids involved with fishing. They won't get hooked up on anything, not going to get hooked up in their clothes, and it's really visual watching this coming back swimming through the water. Try it out with your kids, see how much fun they can have. And if you want to see how we get on with these, tune into Fishing Britain, 7 o'clock Friday night, here on Fieldsports Channel.
In Airheads this week, James Marchington is stalking Scottish redheads on the Isle of Skye. Meanwhile, in Essex, HFT shot Roger Late shows that his competition BSA Scorpion is not just for show. Terry tells us about his taste for game, plus world champ Abby Burton explains what rifle is best for kids. Click on the link on the screens to watch them. Well, we are back next week. Please subscribe or visit our website, Fieldsports.tv, where you can click to like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter, or pop your email address into our constant contact box and we'll constantly contact you about our shows. This one, Fieldsports Britain, at 7 PM UK time every Wednesday. This has been Fieldsports Britain. Good hunting, good shooting, good fishing, and goodbye.